I cannot believe it's finally time.
I was alone and a quiver on the boat to ford the river. And oh, my hands were cold. That mighty river flowing, sure he knows where he's going. And I have to wait.
My name is Bree, and I am driving the Pan American Highway from the northern tip of Alaska all the way to Argentina. In recent videos, I've documented the drive through Canada up to Alaska along with some incredible side quests, but this has been the most anticipated part of my journey so far. Driving to the northernmost road-accessible town in the US, Deadhorse, Alaska. The road to Deadhorse is one of the most remote roads in North America. The Dalton Highway stretches about 495 miles from north of Fairbanks to Deadhorse, with only 3 tiny towns along the way. With very limited resources, it's so important to be completely self-sufficient. It is also mostly unpaved and infamous for harsh conditions. Most of it was completely gravel and dirt, riddled with potholes, mud, and loose rock. And I did get a chipped windshield. Wildlife encounters are also very common, with moose, caribou, grizzly bears, muskox, and even wolves roaming near the road. It's also the only US road crossing the Arctic Circle. You can also do an Arctic plunge tour in Deadhorse, which I thought was so fun. But let's back up a little bit because I want to share as much information with you as possible, from where to camp, get gas, groceries, and activities along the way. So, from Anchorage, Fairbanks is only about 6 hours away if you take the George Parks Highway. Depending on the time of year, there are a lot of social activities in Fairbanks, like the Tanana Valley State Fair. You'd be surprised how much is going on in this area. I've included a link in the description where you can find various activities. You'll want to make sure to stock up on groceries in Fairbanks because there are no grocery stores, and the only general store in Prudhoe Bay has limited snacks that are very expensive. This is also where you'll want to fill your gas tank and an extra gas can, because you never know if one of the 3 gas stations along the way will not be working. Plus, the gas can get upwards of $8 to $10 a gallon the further north that you get. Along this route, you can stop in Talkeetna and Denali National Park. I did not stop in Denali because I've been before and will be going again while hosting a group trip, but I did stop in Talkeetna, which was a cute, small, beautiful town. There are local artists and thrift stores. I would say it's a little bit more touristy, but it's because it's really close to Denali. If you were to skip Denali and Talkeetna, the total drive time from Fairbanks is about 11 hours. Directly from Fairbanks, about 3 hours away, I stopped at Yukon River Camp, which is the first gas station on the route, to top off gas and grab some food. The restaurant genuinely had some incredible food, and one of the employees told me that right across the street is a great field to pick blueberries. About 3 hours from here, you'll arrive in Coldfoot. There isn't necessarily a gas station, but there are 2 pumps, and you go inside the restaurant to drop off your card before filling up. Coldfoot is considered the base camp for exploring the Brooks Range, which is absolutely incredible. From Coldfoot, Deadhorse is just over 5 hours away. This is my favorite stretch of the drive because the landscape turns from trees to Arctic desert tundra, which means there are no more trees and endless layers of mountain peaks. I do suggest camping a couple of times during this stretch if you're not in a rush. There isn't necessarily a bunch of roads to take off on and explore, but there are stunning camp spots that are easily accessible from the road.
West and quickly whisper in the blues, and people pace and worry, but I'm just here with you. The frost could touch the rooftops, but it'll never touch my heart, 'cause the warmth that you and I've got is more than just
Finally, you'll arrive drive in Dead Horse. I want to be very clear that Dead Horse is not a romantic place to visit. In fact, it's very industrial, but it is very unique. I highly recommend booking the Arctic Plunge Tour, which I have linked in the description as well. I was not expecting it to be a legitimate tour, but they took us around pointing out wildlife like grizzly bear, caribou, Arctic fox, and various birds before ending up at the Arctic Ocean. And this is where you have the option to actually hop in the Arctic Ocean. They do provide towels, it's completely optional. There is a cafeteria that offers a $28 buffet, a general store, and a gas station, which might all be essential stops before heading back south. Then you'll do it all again, but backwards. I admittedly had zero expectations for this drive. I did not expect the road to be as rough as it was and didn't expect the views to be so incredible. This was absolutely one of the most scenic drives I have ever done, and I wish I could convince everyone to do it because it's truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience with nature, solitude, and wild beauty. Thanks so much for tagging along on this journey. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on your notifications to never miss a video. I am truly so passionate about sharing experiences and inspiring others to try new and hard things, so every bit of support means the world to me and encourages me to keep going.